Christmas is a season of giving, reflection, and celebration. And for many, it's also a time to reconnect with purpose and focus on what really matters. If you've been dreaming of starting a podcast, this season is the perfect backdrop for your launch. Why? Because Christmas embodies the essence of podcasting, which is sharing, connecting, and giving something meaningful to others. Today, we'll dive into why Christmas is an extraordinary time to start your podcast, how it can align with the spirit of the season, and how you can use this moment to ignite your audience's interest. I'll also weave in a few stories, of course, from my journey as a podcast launch strategist and online systems specialist. We'll also explore some hypothetical scenarios, and I'll share some biblical principles as well, just to guide you along the way.
In the podcast jungle with a meister machete, Aldreama Harper, she ready and steady. Organized planner with a plan, never petty. Dropping gems, got my thoughts feeling heavy. Podcast launch pad where the dreams take flight. Entrepreneurial spirit, out of sight, out of mind. Every episode, knowledge taking flight. Getting organized, keep it hustle tight. All dreamers got the wisdom, breaking it down. Clarity and chaos, wearing that crown. Growth for your biz, success all around. In the podcast world, she's renowned. Interviews with hustlers, grinding the gears. Trailblazers speaking, no fear, no tears. Each story told, driving through the years. Future brighter than the stars, crystal clear. Mic check, she's speaking bold. Organizing dreams, let the stories unfold. Startup grind, worth more than gold. All dreamers roadmap, mission control. All dreamers got the wisdom, breaking it down. Clarity and chaos, wearing that crown. Growth for your biz, success all around. In the podcast world, she's renowned.
And so Christmas is a time when people are seeking connection and inspiration. It's when listeners are more likely to tune into your message of hope, messages of encouragement. People are seeking connection and inspiration. It's when listeners are more likely to tune in to messages of hope, encouragement, and practical wisdom. And as family gathers to reflect on the year and plan for the future, podcasts can become a source of comfort and guidance. And so one of my clients just recently launched her podcast on her birthday, which was November. And with one episode, she reached over 300 listeners. And out of that, she got 50 plus subscribers. So within days, her episode gained traction as listeners resonated with her heartfelt message. I also had a client session just the other day who was actually launching her podcast on the 28th of December. And so you see, there are opportunities for you to launch yours. Christmas creates a natural opportunity to tap into themes that deeply resonate, like gratitude and giving and family and renewal. And by aligning your content with these themes, you not only provide value, but also create memorable experiences for your listeners. Well, if you've been holding back, wondering if your message matters, let me remind you, yes, it does. The Christmas season is a beautiful time to unwrap the gift of your voice and share it with others. So I want you to imagine this. Imagine you decide to launch your podcast on the 1st of January, because at the time that I'm recording this episode, and perhaps by the time you listen to it, the Christmas day will have already passed. But Just imagine, though, that your episode is titled Unwrapping the Gift of Purpose. And in it, you share a heartfelt story of how a small act of kindness during the holidays changed your perspective on giving. And you encourage your listeners to reflect on their own gifts and how they can use them to impact others. This is just a hypothetical situation, but very, very possible for you. I want you to also imagine, let's say Janet, another listener, hearing your episode while wrapping Christmas presents. She's been feeling just a little lost and searching for purpose, and your message inspires her to take action, whether it's starting her own podcast or volunteering or simply reaching out to someone in need. That is the power of your voice during this season. Think about John, okay? A business owner who's considering launching a business, but really feels overwhelmed. And then he stumbles upon your episode where you share practical tips for starting with simplicity. And by the end of the episode, John is motivated to take the first step, reaching out to you for guidance. Again, that is how launching a podcast can affect or have ripple effects. Your message can touch the lives of others in ways you might never fully realize. And so, I just want to share with you just a few principles to help guide you through your launch. I want you to consider the scripture, Acts 20, verse 35. It says, "It is more blessed to give than to receive." And so your podcast is a gift. It's not about perfection. It's not about production value. It's about giving something of value to your audience. And so when you approach podcasting with a heart of service, focusing on what you can offer rather than what you gain, your audience will feel the authenticity. By the way, that scripture really does exemplify the gift of giving. 2 Timothy 1 verse 7 reminds us that for God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and self-discipline. And so launching a podcast can feel daunting, especially if you're stepping into uncharted territory. But remember, fear is not from God. Now, I'm not talking about fear in the sense of something you really should be afraid of. We're talking about fear when it results in anxiety. That is not from God. And so we're talking here about faith over fear, that anxiety type of fear. And so if you're stepping out into those uncharted territory, again, remember, that's not from God. Step out in faith, knowing that He has equipped you with everything that you need. Third principle, the power of your words. Proverbs 18:21 says, "The tongue has the power of life and death." Your words have the power to inspire, uplift, and encourage. Use your podcast as a platform to speak life into others, especially during this season when many people are searching for hope. So those are some biblical principles just to help guide your launch. But I also want to give you some practical steps for a Christmas launch or a New Year launch. Here are 5. Okay. Number 1, choose a Christmas themed topic or choose a New Year themed topic. And I'm saying that because, again, by the time you hear this episode, you could be working on a podcast for the new year. And so, starting with a Christmas theme or New Year theme, or perhaps the theme for the first quarter, fresh beginnings, or something like that. But start with something that ties into the season. It could be reflections on gratitude, stories of giving, practical tips for navigating the holidays. That's number one. Choose a themed topic, whether it's Christmas, New Year's, spring, whatever it is. Number two, record a simple introduction. First, your first episode doesn't need to be perfect. Focus on introducing yourself, sharing your story, explaining why you're starting your podcast. That's number two. Number three, leverage the power of storytelling. Incorporate personal anecdotes, lessons learned, moments of inspiration. Storytelling is very, very powerful, and it's what makes podcasts memorable. Number four, promote strategically. You can use social media, email, even personal messages to let your audience know about your podcast. That is how my client was able to reach over 300 people and got over 50 followers with her first episode, one episode. And so promoting strategically can help you do that. Share your excitement and share it authentically. This is what resonates with others. And then number five, invite engagement. Encourage listeners to share their thoughts, leave reviews, or connect with you directly. Always have a call to action. Maybe it's get on my email list so that I can share more motivational things with you, or what have you. The bottom line is building relationships is the key to growing your audience. So let me recap those 5 steps for you. These are 5 practical steps. Choose a themed topic, whether it's Christmas, New Year, or whatever the season is. We're specifically talking about Christmas and New Year right now. So choose a themed topic. Number 2, record a simple introduction. Doesn't need to be perfect. Just introduce yourself. Share your story. Number 3, leverage the power of storytelling. Number 4, promote strategically using social media, email, things like that. And number 5, invite engagement and encourage listeners to share their thoughts, reviews, things like that. And so as we wrap up this episode, I want to leave with you this verse from Matthew 5, verses 14 through 16. And it says this: "You are the light of the world. A town built on a hill cannot be hidden. Neither do people light a lamp and put it under a bowl. Instead, they put it on a stand, and it gives light to everyone in the house. In the same way, let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven." This is the Christmas season. The new year is upon us. And I encourage you to let your light shine by using your voice, your stories, your unique gifts to inspire and connect with others. Your podcast has the power to bring hope and joy and transformation to those who need it most. And so, in closing, I do want to thank you for tuning in, listening to this episode, and I really hope that you're walking away inspired to start your podcast. And if you are looking to have hands-on guidance, or you're looking to have a fast track journey for your podcast, you just want to fast track it, right? If I can assist you in any way, I encourage you to book a success strategy call. And you can do that by going to bit.ly/new pod launch. And on the call, we'll talk about how to fill in the gap from where you are now and where you're trying to go. I am happy to serve you. Merry Christmas. And may your journey into podcasting be as fulfilling and as impactful as the message you are called to share. Have a great day.